Motherhood. Motherhood is a journey that changes everything. It is not just about raising a child, it's about becoming the woman that God has intended you to be through every cry, through every smile, every prayer. No one is ever truly prepared or ready for motherhood. We learn, we fall, and we rise again. The journey is not easy. It takes a lot of courage. But I'm going to take you with me on a journey where I'm going to be receiving a great woman of God that wrote a wonderful book about the grace to be a mother. We're going to celebrate motherhood. We're going to talk about it on Limitless Show. Welcome to Limitless Show. I am your host, Prophetess Fiji St. Louis, and it is an honor for me to be here tonight, bringing you a brand new show. Let me tell you, this one is one for the book. You gonna need to share it with your friends because this is about to be amazing. We are about to dive into a topic that touches every woman's soul. What are we gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about motherhood. Tell your friend, tell your family that tonight Limitless Show, it's about motherhood and the grace to be a mother. Tonight, I am not going to be by myself. I am about to receive a great woman of God. Before we begin, I want to honor her well good. She is a wife, a mother, a nurse, and now the author of Grace for Moms. Please help me welcome Naphtali Varys. Hi, Naphtali. How are you?
I'm doing well, Prophetess Fiji. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. It is a pleasure for me to have you on the show today.
I'm happy to be here.
How was your family? How was your baby? You have one, right?
Yes, everybody's well. Thank you for asking.
How is the marriage and the life of a mother?
Life is busy, but it's going good.
I know. Can you tell the people a little bit about yourself? I know you're a nurse. I know that, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't know who Naphtali is. Can you just in a few minutes tell us about yourself?
Well, I'm Naphtali, like Professor Fiji mentioned. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a nurse, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister. I'm everything that you can think of.
Right. So, and you just dropped your new book. Congratulations, by the way.
So much.
Yes, the Grace for Moms. It is. I'm sure that we are about to diving into what is the book is about. My God, how was the journey?
The journey was interesting.
Wow.
This is not a book that I just decided to write.
Wow.
The title came to me after I put my son down one night. And you know that phase where you're in between sleep, but you're not fully asleep, and I heard the book title.
Wow.
So I woke up and I wrote it on my phone, and then I was telling my husband, like, this book title came to my mind. He's like, well, you have to write it.
Wow. And the Lord spoke to you about it. And, and when did you started to write?
In August. I started writing the book in August, and every single day, it's like the verses kept coming to me over and over. Like I felt so overwhelmed.
Wow.
By the download that was happening. So I will have to stop what I'm doing. If I'm busy, write down the verse or write down the idea. And then later on at night, after my son is sleeping, I will be on the computer and expanding on the chapter.
Wow. Naphtali, I have some question for you. What really inspire you to write the book Grace for Moms? I know that you said that the Holy Spirit spoke to you and give you the title. But what else that really inspire you to write this book?
My own journey as a mom.
Wow.
You know, when you tell people you're pregnant, everybody's excited. You think you have a village.
Right.
And then reality sets in and you realize, you know, it was just me, my husband, and my child.
Yes.
Who's not in daycare. So navigating being a working mom, being a wife, and all of those things, I think this is why God decided to use me, you know. The journey felt difficult. There were times where I cried.
Wow.
But it was needed. If I didn't go through what I went through, that book wouldn't be here today.
And how did your journey as a wife and women influence your writing?
Well, if you're gonna write from a place where you want to inspire people working a journey, you have to walk that walk, right? At first, I was like, God, why me? I only have one child. You know, I'm new into this motherhood thing. Why you chose me? And then God was like, why not you?
Why not you?
Why not you? You know, he's like, there's so much that you can tell people. And while I was writing the book, God was always also dealing with me.
Wow.
You know, there were things that I needed to be healed from.
Wow.
Hurt that I needed to let go.
Wow.
So this book is not just for other people, it was also for me.
I know that you mentioned, Natalie, about healing, that this book literally was a wake-up call for you in certain area that you needed healing. Can you tell us about it?
I think part of me had some kind of resentment, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, resentment for not having people there when I really needed them.
Wow.
You know, it's easy when you have a baby. People, they will reach out, they will call. Everybody wants to know how the baby is doing.
Right.
But what about the mom?
Oh, my God.
What about the mom?
This is
Everybody
good.
want to see the baby. They want to come and hug the baby, but they forget to ask you, how are you doing? How are you feeling? I was recovering from a C-section.
Right.
And that was painful.
The postpartum.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Oh, yes. So I think I had to let that go.
So do you feel like a lot of time, and I'm a mom too, so I can really relate that sometimes, especially when the baby is very cute and people are calling you, send me some picture, how is the baby doing, what is he doing now, and they're not asking you, how do you recovering from that?
Oh, yeah. Or are you sleeping? That was a big thing.
Wow.
Or what are you eating? You know, we didn't have people to cook for us. I think, you know, those thoughtful gestures, they may be small, but they mean a lot.
A lot.
And for me, it also opened my eyes to not do the same thing to other moms. Because I used to be that person too. It's really easy to call people and ask, how's the baby doing?
Right.
You know, I've done that too. So it's not just, the hurt wasn't just for me, but it also opened my, moving forward, if I know a mom, to take that time to ask that mom, how are you doing?
Wow. And Natalie, how do you balance motherhood and being a wife?
It's hard, and you have to really be intentional. Wow. It's really easy to get caught up in caring for your baby and making sure your baby is okay.
It's okay.
But you cannot neglect your marriage. And this is something that I had to learn, you know, as I grew as a mother. There used to be a time where I'm like, you know, you're always on a schedule, especially with us two just doing this thing. Oh, there's an appointment here. I'm doing this there.
Wow.
When do you have time to connect with your spouse? You know, if you just focus on the baby, at some point, my son will grow up. He will go and have his own, his own life. So what about, you know, I will be left with my husband. So if you don't nurture that relationship, when the kids leave, then what, you know, you left with what? A friendship, you know? It's like people
and sometimes not even friendship, right?
Yeah.
So, I love that conversation about, you know, being intentional about your spouse. But, you know, raising a baby, and I know that you have like a toddler by now. And I want you to talk to us about the mom's guilt. A lot of us know about this.
Oh my God.
Have you ever battled with mom guilt? And how did you overcome it?
All the time. And I don't think that's something that's gonna go away. I think it comes in different stages. And you just have to recognize it and then correct it, right? A big thing for me is being a working mom. And I remember when my son was growing up, you know, from being a baby and transitioning, I was like, oh my God, what if he starts walking while I'm at work?
Wow.
What if he says his first words and I miss it?
You miss it.
Yeah, so, and then when I come home, I feel so bad from being away. It's like I don't want to sleep. I want to stay up and play with him because I'm like, the time that I lose for him, it's like I'm trying to catch up.
Oh, wow. And have you ever cried in those journeys?
Oh, my God, yes. I want to cry now.
Because I can feel the emotion.
I want to cry now.
I can feel the emotion.
Yes, yes. Especially when he's sick. You know how it is. Being in corporate America.
Right.
When your child is sick and you're like, should I stay home? Should I go to work?
Yes.
And if you do go to work, is it gonna be okay? What if I get a phone call and things like that? So, oh yeah.
And around those times when you begin to cry, how do you feel or how do you recover?
I just have to remind myself that God gave me this child for a reason, right?
Yes.
Children ultimately belong to God. So if He saw fit to allow me to give birth to this child, like, I have to remind myself I have what it takes,
You are graceful.
Yeah.
Wow. And what does grace look like on the hard days? I mean, the day of exhaustion or even self-doubt.
Grace to me come in 3 different dimensions.
Talk to us about it.
There's grace that comes from God, right? That grace is always there for us. We just need to receive it.
Yes.
On the days where I'm very tired and I'm exhausted, something that helps me is worship. I could be, playing with my son and I feel exhausted, but worship takes me back to that place where I'm centered, where I feel grounded.
Yes.
So that's the first dimension of grace for me.
Right.
The second one is the grace that you extend to others and that you ask from other people.
Wow.
People, as a busy mom, you get text messages, you get email.
Yes.
I'm in a field in management where I'm on the clock 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. People send you email. So how do you ask for people for a chance that if I don't get back to you right now, I will get back to you. Be patient with me.
So let me say that for the people that are watching Neftali. Sometimes people that are really connecting with us as a mom, sometimes we feel like they do not extend grace to us. That if you don't see someone get back to you and they have a newborn, they are a mother, extend grace to them. Sometimes it's not because they're ignoring you, but really it's because they are busy.
Yep. And the third part of grace for me is the grace that we give to ourselves.
Wow.
As mothers, and I've dealt with this, we can be our hardest critics, right? Am I doing enough for my child? And then a lot of things that can kind of affect that is comparison. I've dealt with that. When you're looking on social media and you see that other mom that's always there, that's making food from scratch every single day. So I think that part we need to give grace to ourselves to.
Yes.
See your situation as unique. No mom situation is the same. And tell yourself, I'm doing the best that I can with what I have.
And I love what you were saying. So I would like for you to tell the people or talk to a mom right now. What would you tell a new mom that probably just gave birth, will feel like she's not doing enough? What would you tell that?
You're doing just great. Especially if you're a first-time mom. You're doing an amazing job. I want you to know that. There's so many things that come into having a baby. Whether you have a child naturally or via C-section, your body is going through those hormonal changes. You're trying to heal while trying to nurture a new baby. You're not sleeping. You know what I mean? Pumping and breastfeeding and all of those things. You're doing an amazing job. I just want you to know that and keep going. Yes, sometimes, with the exhaustion, you may feel like, oh my God, do I have what it takes to do this? Or am I going to get over this? But you will. With God's grace, you will. I was at that stage myself, and then now I have a toddler. So before you know it, that stage will be over.
Yes, definitely. I want to remind you that you are watching a Limitless show, and we are here with Neftali Varys, the new author of Grace for Moms. This show is supported by Sofo Media and also Elias R Design. Check them out. They are on social media. Thank you for your sponsor. Thank you for your support. Neftali, you talk about a lot of things. I want you to, as you talk, about this new book, I want you to specifically talk to us about your favorite chapter, or probably talk to us about your favorite quote that you probably wrote in this book.
A favorite quote of mine is, just because you carried it well doesn't mean it's not heavy.
Wow. Can you say it one more time?
Yes, just because you carry it well doesn't mean it's not heavy.
Wow. Just because you carry it well doesn't mean that it's not heavy. What do you mean by that?
You know, society, for us as women, because we're natural multitaskers.
Yes.
Right? Society always expects us to do a lot of things.
Yes.
To have your child ready, to
Right.
have your child in order, to
Right.
have them with homework, you know. But yes, and we still manage to do those things because
Yes.
that's part of what being a mom is. But when you see that child out, dressed up and
Yes.
looking nice, there's a lot of things that went
Yes.
into the
Yeah,
the
backstage.
background to get that done.
Yes.
Tantrums, you know, lack of sleep, all those things. So the
Right.
final product looks good, and people tend to applaud motherhood. Oh, she's doing a great job, and her son is well behaved. But then there's work that were put into that for that product that you're seeing. So that's what I mean by that. Just because you even though in the background at your house, in your shower, my shower, that's where I cry the most. You may be crying, but then when you step out, people don't know what's going on. They
Right.
see you as that mom that seemed to have it all together.
Right. And if there's one thing every mother should take away from your book, what would it be?
God's grace is enough.
Wow.
God's grace is enough, and God's grace will carry you through. Motherhood is a beautiful journey, but it's
Yes.
not something that you can do on your own strength.
It's not for the weak.
It's not something you can do on your own strength, and it's not complaining. And that's another thing my book kind of touched base on. You have that balance is okay. Just because you prayed for that child, just because that was your heart desire, doesn't mean you cannot acknowledge your feelings.
Right.
You know what I mean? So try to get that. You cannot just stay in a dark place, but it's okay to say, oh, today I'm tired.
I love the fact that you say that. You know why? Because I feel like people judge us as a mother if we talk about the feelings that we
Yes,
have.
yes.
For example, I feel like I'm losing my individuality
Yes.
as a mom, or I feel like I'm overwhelmed, or you feel like you just want to
Yes,
breathe. I feel like I
yes.
need a vacation.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I don't like my baby. That
Exactly.
doesn't mean I don't love him or I don't love her.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I'm not a great mom.
Oh,
If I come and I said I need help, it's okay, right?
It is very much okay. And there's another thing. I shared my experience about postpartum depression.
Yes.
A lot they talk about it so vaguely, but it's something real.
Yes.
And it's something that's deep. So if you're going through that, it's okay. Just make sure you seek help. For
Yes.
me, yes, God's ways were there, but I went to see a therapist.
You did.
Oh yes, I went
Wow.
to see a therapist, and there's a specific reason why my postpartum depression was triggered, and you have to read the book to find out why.
I love that. I love that. I love that. And this is your cue, and for you to go on all her social media platform, for you to go get that book, Grace for Moms. You heard her. There's certain things specifically that she's not going to share with you on the show, but you have to read the book so you can find out about the journey that she literally walked in when it comes to postpartum. I'm sure that there's a lot of depression, a lot of things that comes with it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if you want to know more, you got to get the book. I know that you're going to release this book very soon. And can you talk to us about the event and everything that you're about to do concerning that book?
So that night, the book is called 52 Devotion to Inspire and Encourage. I want
Okay.
every mom that comes into that event leaves feeling empowered, feeling renewed, feeling like they can do anything.
Yes.
As mothers, we get lost sometimes in that title where there's so much more in us.
Yes.
Even me writing this book, it's not something that I thought was possible.
Wow.
So God, yes, you're called to be a mom, but what is it that God is calling you to do? What is your own purpose?
Yes.
Just because you're a mom doesn't mean that you cannot be your own person, doesn't mean that you cannot have dreams. Right. That doesn't mean that you cannot have aspirations.
Yes.
So I want them to leave that event feeling like, besides a mom, I'm my own person.
Yes.
I'm also a child of God.
Definitely.
And God has placed something in me that I can use to help other people.
Definitely. And when is the event?
It's gonna be on November 22nd in Hollywood, Florida.
Yes.
Admission is $45, but your book is included in it. There will be food. There will be a nice ambience. You get to meet me. You get to have some time with me. So I just want a community of women to feel like we're connected because we're all going through the same thing.
Definitely. You gotta be there on November 22nd, and it's really, really gonna be amazing, and I'm gonna be part of it. I'm excited for you. I'm excited. Congratulations again. And if you have a last word, what would it be?
Motherhood is not something that just happens to people. Even if you have a child out of wedlock or a child that you didn't plan for it. You know what I mean? If God gave you this child, there's a reason for it. And I talk in my book about what motherhood looks like for a different person. You might be a single mom. You might be somebody who's divorced. So whatever it is that your motherhood journey looks like, I want you to know it's not a coincidence.
Definitely. Definitely. Thank you so much, Neftali. Thank you for literally sharing a lot of things, a lot of nuggets, sharing a lot of nuggets on the platform Limitless Show. It was a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'm excited for your event on November 22nd and for the release of your book, Grace for Moms. Thank you so much.
Hope to see you there.
Yes, definitely. Motherhood is not a race. Motherhood is a grace. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. And tonight, I believe every mom watching was reminded of that show. That was Limitless Show with Prophetess Fiji.